Alright, today I've been assigned with a project, persuasion. I need to persuade you in my opinion. Not an easy task. You have your own opinions, you have your own thoughts, you have your own voice, regardless if it's assisted suicide, if it's solar panels and saving the squirrels, gun control, sweaty balls. So, you have a voice. So, it's hard to change your opinions. This is more than just a grade for me today. I'm going to take probably a couple hits here today, but that's all right. This is my voice. I have a captive audience, and I am going to take advantage of that time, this time, and possibly a little bit more. But once again, you have a voice. Use your voice. What do these people have in common?
They don't have a voice.
Famous.
They're famous.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I have something in common with them. That's old school shit right there.
Leave that phone.
Right? Not an apple, dude. No. A little bit about me. I arrived in Austin, Minnesota, 1984. Came from Black Hills, South Dakota, where we had spent the summer in a tent, camping. Before that, we had come from Los Angeles. My dad dropped me off. Austin, Minnesota is the town that my uncle lived in. My dad dropped me off at Eastside Lake to fish for a dinner, like I had done many nights before, like I had done in the whole summer in the Black Hills, South Dakota. My dad did not come back. It was dark, didn't come back. I went and called my uncle and asked if he'd heard from him, said no. Can you come get me? He did. And spent a little time with my dad, or with my uncle. His wife, he just recently got married, very new family. She really did not want me there. I get that today. Today I get that. Then, what a bitch. When I entered foster care, in 7th grade, I had a 2nd grade reading level. Math skills, not sure. I had to do those reading labs where they flash sentences up faster and faster. In Los Angeles, they always said, well, he's tall. He'll catch up. Not till 7th grade. Prior to that, grew up in California. Got shuffled around to different family members, aunts, uncles, cousins. I was 5 years old, got sent on a plane by myself. Would not happen in today's society. To my uncle and aunt in Indiana. Spent a couple years with them. By the age of, okay, let me back up. My aunt and uncle brought me back, met my dad when I was 7 years old. Lived with him for a couple years with my stepmom, very, very nice lady. My dad was extremely abusive. Their marriage dissolved, so I was living solely with my father, moving back to my grandmother's quite a bit. By 9 years old, we were homeless. I was homeless. I was eating out of garbage cans. I was going to the dumpsters for the restaurants, the grocery stores, things like that. By 9, I got a job. I was hungry. I needed something to eat. I didn't want money. Money was going to buy me food. I just went and started washing the table of the Asian restaurants. There's just a little corner stand in LA, if you probably may have seen them or not. They hired me and paid me in food. That's exactly what I wanted. I counted at one point that I had 15 jobs by the time I was 12 years old. Moved 20 times, went to 13 different elementary schools by the time I went to Austin, Minnesota in 7th grade. My mom left me with my grandmother when I was 6 months, hence being with my dad. And I met my mom when I was 21 years old. First time I ran away, I was about 10. And it was with my dad waking me up, beating the shit out of me, because I hadn't eaten all my dinner. This is 1, 2, 3 in the morning, you know? And first moment I could get out of there, I split, took off. Went to my grandma's house, about 10 miles away. And you know, this is LA. I did not live in the nice areas. We were homeless, living in motels, gang infested areas, bloodied and bruised. 10 miles, no shoes. I took off, I didn't care. I needed to get out, I would have died. Yeah, let's move on from that part. PTSD, foster kids, it's twice that same age counterparts in the general population. Today, many times, I can't have my wife, my son, wake me up without me giving a can't do it, sucks. Scares the shit out of them, I tell you what. Children in foster care, there's about 500,000, okay? That's a low number. Girls in foster care, by the age of 19, are 50% more likely to get pregnant. 74% of prison inmates who were once in foster care, or 74% of the prison inmates were in foster care. Young adults incarcerated within 2 years of aging out being 18. When I was 18, they said, you need to go. That's 50%, 2 years, they're going to be going to jail. That's a big number. Death row inmates that were in foster care, 80%. In 2012, there was 23,396 youth aged out in the foster care system without emotional and financial support necessary to succeed. Nearly 40% of them have been homeless and couch surfed. Nearly 60% of young men have been convicted of crime. I was never convicted. And only 48% were employed. 75% of women and 33% of men receive government benefits to meet basic needs. Been there. 50% of all youth who aged out were involved in substance abuse. Been there. Nearly 25% of youth aging out did not have a high school GED, and a mere 6% had finished a 2 or 4 year degree after aging out of foster care. I got kicked out of school. I got kicked out of school because I was a statistic. I was a foster kid. Okay. So I got my GED, went on to school, pursuing it now, as you all know. One study shows that 70% of all youth in foster care have the desire to attend college. Did this last night. Counted. I have 24 foster brothers, sisters, cousins. Oh, I'm not going to throw my uncles in there because I basically lived with them. 24. That's a big number. I have three real brothers and a sister that I never knew growing up. No, now. With a total of 27. I lived with all my aunts and uncles, grandparents, and I was in a total of 3 foster homes. Now granted, when I moved to Minnesota from LA, I was very mean. I was hard. I mean, I was a hardcore kid. It was tough. So yeah, I was kind of a mean kid. I beat up my foster brothers. 2 things I got really good at in LA was fighting and running. I was really fast. I was the pinchy whale. Took off. That means the fucking cracker. In Spanish. Not all foster kids are always bad. Okay? This kid is bad. They're not. Most of the kids that come into foster care have some traumatic experience. It's not a good place for them to be, reason for them to be going. It's a good place to get placed into, but they're not bad kids. So there is that myth out there that foster kids are the bad kids. Not always. Which brings me to Together We Rise. It's Danny Mendoza. He started Together We Rise in 2008. Who we are advocates. We are young, ambitious, humanitarians, artists, and students. We are unique individuals who are ready to see change in this world and are eager to pursue it. 2008, or Together We Rise is a nonprofit. 2008, Danny was in college and discovered his 9-year-old cousin was living in a car. He got a hold of his family. They took in the 9-year-old. After that, he wanted to do more to help kids in foster care. But the state law in California would not let him. He was only 19. State law stipulated that he needed to be 21 to help. So he wanted to do something to help. Together We Rise is based out of California, helps kids throughout the nation that are entering foster care. They do a number of different things to help. All the money that is raised in that location stays in that location. They have a few different things that they do. They do sweet cases for the 4 and 10-year-olds. When kids enter foster care, they're given 2 garbage bags. That's it. You take your stuff in here, that's what you have. Unless you have a suitcase, which isn't always the case. 10 to 15-year-olds, they're doing more of the sport camps, sport programs, and the bikes. Okay, I wasn't in any sports prior to 7th, 8th grade. Wanted to, just didn't have that opportunity. They're making it possible. The Build a Bike program is where it gives kids a sense of freedom, normalcy. They get a bike and a little bit of freedom. When you turn 18 and age out, you don't have transportation. You don't have a car. As I stated, no child deserves a trash bag. They deserve this. Once again, I had bought a car. I was not able to transfer the car into my name at age 16. I was able to get my license at age 17 from my social worker. Had a huge, I don't know what the hell this thing was, an LTD. Okay, I was trying to take my test in this thing. I luckily passed it. Thing was a dinosaur, gargantuous, but I didn't have a car, so I relied on my feet and my bike. at 18 when I moved out. This was at the Duke game. They have interns all throughout the nation. This is something that I really recommend that you try, you check out. It's a great opportunity. They're innovators in social media. They are huge into social media. Internship with a meaning. I mean, you're helping kids. You're not at the local law office helping convicted criminals get, expunged of their record, or I don't know. That's, for example, I know. There's a few different ways that you can get involved. Spread the word. Social media. They're just huge with Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and things like that. Bring us to your school and college. That's what I'm trying to do today. I recommend BPA, DECA, all the leadership programs, your friends. Donate your birthday. I wouldn't do it. It's my birthday. I'm not giving that up. Create your own fundraising page or foster care. My foster parents saved my life. Did. You guys are in college. Your parents are possibly empty nesters. Talk to them. It's pretty cheap. $25 for a suitcase. $50 for a bike. $50 for a scholarship. It's not much. TogetherWeRise.org. May I show a video? Thank you.
My name is Danny Mendoza, and 4 years ago I found out that my cousin was living in a car. He was 9 years old. I tried to volunteer at a local group home for kids in his situation, but they said I was too young. Then I learned that there are almost 500,000 foster kids living in this country. And every day, 1,600 of them enter the system with whatever they can fit in 2 garbage bags. No families, no friends, no support, just 2 trash bags. Instead of being powerless, I decided to start Together We Rise. Now young people like me have a voice.
Have a voice.
Have a voice.
Have a voice.
Have a voice. And can do something.
No child should have to move their belongings from home to home in a trash bag.
So we started a program called Sweet Cases. Sweet Cases allows us to provide duffel bags, pill pets, and toys for kids entering the system.
So when they move, they have their own bag for their stuff.
Not just a garbage bag.
This month alone, we will provide 1,600 sweet cases.
We've come so far, but the road ahead is long.
And we need your help. Let the world know.
Let the world know.
Let the world know.
We are kids. We are kids. We are kids. We are not trash. We are not trash. We are not trash.
Please check out TogetherWeRise.org and learn more about how you can get involved with the Sweet Cases program.
I hope I've persuaded you. You have a voice.